year, China will implement 5-year plan, we call it. So the latest 5-year plan is 14th 5-year plan, and this year is ending. So now we roughly in this year come out the implementation result about the 14th 5-year plan. Go on, please.
In 180 days, China's 14th 5-year plan period will come to an end. As mentioned, transformative breakthroughs and historic accomplishments. So what exactly has China achieved in this time? The answer is a great deal. Let's take a closer look. First up, the economy. China's GDP jumped from 110 trillion yuan to 120 trillion yuan, and then to 130 trillion yuan. And this year, it's on track to hit 140 trillion yuan. China's contribution to world economic growth has stayed at around 30% in recent years. From 2021 to 2024, its annual growth rate averaged 5.5%, which was one of the highest among major economies. Now let's talk green development. China's climate goals are no empty talk. They are backed up by concrete actions. Since 2021, energy use per unit of GDP has dropped by 11.6%. This reduction is equivalent to cutting 1.1 billion metric tons of CO2 emissions, and China is sharing its growth dividends with the world. The Belt and Road Initiative has brought together over 150 countries and 30 international organizations. As a result, real progress is being made in things that matter: jobs, transportation, industry, and people's everyday lives. How about an example? The Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway in Indonesia.
Just a short video. So I wish you can have a glimpse about China's latest development. And concerning the most latest development, that is the the first half year of this year. In the face of the U.S. reckless act of unilateralism and protectionism and trade bullying, still I have good news to share with you. China has stated its firm opposition and taken necessary countermeasures. China has done so for its national interests, but also, more importantly, for the multilateral trading system and for international justice. In the first half year of this year, although against all these challenges, China's economy stayed strong and dynamic. It's a story of innovation and resilience, inviting everyone to join China's journey towards shared growth. China's success in poverty alleviation, national prosperity, and human rights advancements has earned broad recognition and acclaim from the international community. However, China does not export its development model or ideology. What China offers to the world are unparalleled opportunities. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, we all know this year marks the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Chinese People's War of resistance against Japanese aggression and the World Anti-Fascist War. resistance since 1931, longer than any other nation. The Communist Party of China played a pivotal role in the anti-Japanese war, mobilizing the masses and establishing revolutionary bases to form the mainstay of resistance. As an integral part of world anti-fascist war, China's battlefields tired down over 70% of Japanese forces, significantly relieving pressure on other fronts, suffering over 35 million casualties, one of the highest airline tolls. China serves as a strategic base for the allied forces in the Asia-Pacific region and provided a large number of needed strategic materials as well as military intelligence to allied countries, strongly supporting the allied forces in terms of to safeguard the hard-won achievements of World War II and strongly oppose any attempt to distort historical truths. We must resolutely oppose hegemonism and power politics and work together to promote peace and shared prosperity. We must resolutely uphold the One China principle and oppose any separatist activities aimed at Taiwan independence. Taiwan's return to China was a key outcome of the victory in World War II, and it is an important part of the international order established after World War II. The international legal documents, including the Cairo Declaration, the Potsdam Proclamation, and the Japanese Instrument of Surrender, affirmed China's sovereignty over Taiwan and laid the legal groundwork for the post-war international order. In 1971, the 20th session of the UN General Assembly adopted Resolution 2758 with an overwhelming majority. This resolution already made clear that there is only one China in the world, and Taiwan is a part of it. The government of the People's Republic of China is the sole legal government representing the whole of China. So now please watch a short video.
What is this document all about in the first place? For that, travel with me half a century back in time to 1971 to the United Nations headquarters in New York. The 26th session of the UN General Assembly, the main policy-making body of the United Nations, was gripped by a heated debate. Who should represent China? Mind you, this was 22 years after the People's Republic was founded. Chiang Kai-shek, the former leader of China, had been defeated in the Civil War and escaped to Taiwan. Having lost his legitimacy, Chiang's people illegally held on to China's seat at the UN. This was not acceptable. Beijing insisted that that seat belongs to the 800 million Chinese people represented by the People's Republic of China.
We appreciate the implementation of One China policy by successive Philippine governments in the past 50 years. Yet, we have noticed with deep concern some jarring noise by certain individuals in the Philippines acting in contravention of the One China principle under various disguise or excuse. So dear friends, I do wish that you will not be misled by the wrong narratives raised by some comments, opinions, articles, or individuals in this nation. The Taiwan question is not and should never become an issue between our two countries. 子熙，你再找找那个联合国那个东西啊，不全。In April this year, the Central Conference on Work related to neighboring countries was held in Beijing, focusing on building a community with a shared future with neighboring countries. To jointly create a bright future with its neighbors, China will advance cooperation in the following key areas or directions. First, act on the common vision of building a peaceful, secure, prosperous, beautiful, and harmonious regional home. Second, foster an amicable, secure, and prosperous neighborhood, guided by the principles of amity, sincerity, mutual benefit, inclusiveness, and a shared future for humanity. Third, leverage high-quality Belt and Road cooperation as the main platform for development-oriented collaboration. Fourth, promote a model of regional security characterized by shared responsibility, dialogue over confrontation, unity in diversity, and mutual understanding, prioritizing consultation and peaceful coexistence. Following this important conference in mid-April this year, President Xi Jinping made state visits to Vietnam, Malaysia, and Cambodia. Over 100 bilateral cooperation agreements were signed, covering AI, agriculture, trade, production, supply and trade, development aid, healthcare, etc., including many new projects. And another news that's just roughly 1 week ago, July 25, members of the Political Bureau of CPC Central Committee and Foreign Minister Wang Yi met with ASEAN Secretary-General in Beijing. Wang Yi said that under the current circumstances, China and ASEAN should focus on cooperation in 3 key areas. First, the two sides should work together to uphold free trade and multilateral trading system. Second, the two sides should fully implement the declaration on the conduct of parties in the South China Sea and complete negotiations on the Code of Conduct in the South China Sea on schedule. Third, the two sides should work together to maintain regional peace and stability. The peace and stability in East Asia are hard-won and should be cherished. So, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, China and the Philippines are neighbors that cannot be moved away. Here, as we all noticed, I'm sure you all know, this year marks the 50th anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic relationship between our two countries. So despite ups and downs, we have witnessed, as a result, win-win cooperation and people-to-people exchange across various fields, bringing tangible and immense benefits to our peoples. For us as neighbors, a steady and sound bilateral relationship is in the fundamental interest of our peoples and embodies the shared aspirations of the vast majority in both countries. So all in all, the 5th anniversary is a crucially important occasion for us to reflect on the original aspiration that brought us together, to join wisdom and strength from our shared history and listen to the voices to our peoples. To mark the 5th anniversary, both our two countries have different activities and events to mark this special and important occasion. And we, Chinese Consulate-General in Cebu, we hosted a Friendship Day event on June 9th. And also we hosted a Chinese film festival. And the Cebu branch hosted a Friendship Cup badminton tournament. So through all these commemorative events, we have felt the genuine goodwill and expectations of our peoples for a lasting friendship. It's always the people that is the defining essence of our relations. The foundation is laid by our peoples. The story is written by our peoples. And the future will undoubtedly be created by our two peoples together. And the confrontation between dialogue and conflict. So dear friends, for the next coming 50 years in our relations, together we need to overcome distractions, stay committed to the right course in our bilateral relationship, and work to return China-Philippine relations to a sound and stable track, one that will better serve the well-being of our peoples. The well-being of our peoples. Dear friends, I'm looking forward to more fair and balanced voices from you. We all know how powerful words can be. So let's use them responsibly. Together, we continue to build and embrace enduring friendship and a shared bright future. Thank you for coming and thank you for your attention. If you have any question, anytime, welcome to approach me. You are always welcome. So wish you all the best. Thank you.
About it. Yeah, and that is free. It's free, and the Chinese film were well received. We are very happy to know about it. And the third is the local Chinese enterprises in the Philippines Association, Cebu branch, together with the local partners. They hosted a friendship badminton tournament. There's 52 teams joined that friendship match. Very wonderful match, and many people they are expecting next year please come back again. So we are considering of it. So this is a past event to mark the friendship, to mark the anniversary. Yeah. And in the coming days, we are going to celebrate the Chinese National Day reception. Yeah. You are also welcome to join us to celebrate. In this country, and especially in Cebu, as the Consul-General of China based in Cebu, I always feel honored and pleased to meet all the friends from all walks of life. And anytime I'd like to talk and exchange views with you. Yes.
So, Consul